his practices, baseball practices, but I hadn't been going because I was so mad at his mom, right, that I decided that I didn't want to be around the situation and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I was missing my son and all these games and his growth. And then when I got there, for the first time, all these people were like, "Oh, you're JR's dad?" And they started giving me all this great stuff that he was doing that I had been missing for the last couple of years because of how I felt about the situation. My point that I'm making is that it wasn't until I was honest with myself about my role and what happened, how I made her feel and acknowledged her feeling, that things didn't get better. And once I had that conversation with her, we Gucci now, like everything just smoothed out and the conversation was fluent. And it was because in her mind, I believe, being together for so long and then me just moving on and then acting like she don't exist was woo, it was old. And so she wasn't, and I was too much in my own way to even understand what I was doing. Right. It took me a minute to exercise my own EI to take a step back and go, wait a minute, let me be honest about my role and what I did in this relationship. Acknowledge her, right, and validate what was going on, and then you could just see the stress from her shoulders and everything. And now we good. Now we're building on a more healthy relationship. And what I'm seeing is my son operate totally different on different frequency. He is benefiting from a better situation now because of that. So when we're talking about, when you brought up breakups, right, that's what hit me, even though it's been some years and I'm remarried now and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just now, like this year, like bringing that back. And as a man, all in my feelings, right, I'm trying to put it on her, but I'm in my feelings too, right? But I won't own that. It wasn't until I owned that I was angry, I was being difficult as well, that things started to smooth out. So, for men and women, but, at some point, because emotional intelligence is about what? Self-awareness, right? How you feel, what you do with those feelings, and who's impacted by those feelings. And so I had to take a moment and actually practice what I preach, so to speak, and apply it. And when I did, it just worked wonders. So this is why we have this platform here, and we're building a community, trying to encourage folks to just look at the world through the lens of emotional intelligence so that we do not block our blessings, we don't impede our growth, and that we can develop personally and professionally and maintain a healthy lifestyle and not let the stress and the anxiety and all that stuff kind of tear us down, which you're very knowledgeable about that. So I appreciate you bringing that game to the table.
Well, thank you. And I just wanted to add that, yes, that piece around awareness is everything, fellas. We can't even get to a level of healing until that level of awareness is already put out there, letting everybody know that evens out the playing ground so that we can begin. So that was awesome.
All right.
That was definitely awesome.
Thank you, Tiff. Anything from your, tell us a little bit about results, and then tell us about what you do, and then give us, give our audience, whether you want to be ladies or men, just a little pointer, you know what I mean, in terms of good ways they can exercise emotional intelligence in their lives. So start with your biz.
So the biz again is making sure we all understand that fitness is medicine, and that we no longer have an option to decide if we're going to be fit or not. We have to do this for, again, our longevity. And so it is important for us to make sure we take the time to get our walk on or get on a bike or do some swimming or dancing. We have to find some type of movements that we're going to be doing, and we have to continue to strengthen our muscles. You can't get by without strengthening your legs and your back and your belly. After 35 years of age, you're already starting to lose your muscle. The only way to get it back is to directly do work for it. I talk about this a lot because, again, it is very important. A lot of people are coming up with certain conditions around health, from diabetes to different cancers to obesity to high blood pressure. And a lot of this is directly due to the fact that we're not doing our physical activity and we're eating poorly. So we have to make sure we put this in our paramount departments in our life right now, right there with the money and brushing our teeth. We got to make sure we do these things. So again, this is what I talk about, and I don't care if you are 8 years old or 80 years old. We all need to be moving, and that is my message. So there you have it.
Well, thanks, Tiff. I appreciate you. And you're definitely going to be, for my audience, I want you guys to know that Miss Bell is going to be coming through quite regularly on our show. We definitely want her to be a staple.
Look forward to
here,
it. Look forward to it, Miss
I learned
Bell.
a lot from her. She's been a long-time friend for a long time, and we have been sounding boards for each other, in this growth professionally on how to develop our platforms and how to, and I think for both of us, we would agree, our biggest challenge, I mean, if you listen to her talk, is damn near like a plea. Right, like for us to pay attention to ourselves, and these platforms and this messaging that we're trying to do, that it's almost like a plea to our community to pay attention to your emotions, to your mental state. Mental health is real, you know what I mean? Our illness, we're dying at very young ages, having heart attacks, in our mid-40s, and we got people just falling out and everybody wondering what happened, right? But when you look back at how they've been taking care of themselves, it's obvious what happened. I see T over there exercising EI right now. His son's over there making but so Tiff she'll be around you guys. And so again, Tiff, I just want to thank you again for sliding through and blessing us, and we'll definitely catch up with you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Happy that was smooth.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Thank you once again for joining us, tuning in, listening in, checking in on your I Never Worry podcast. And another big shout out to Asa and Nazir, the youngsters that came on the show and lit it up the first few minutes. Not even planned. We appreciated, enjoyed having them in there. And, of course, Miss Tiffany Bell, great insight, great conversation. That's what this is all about, talking with everyday people who are dealing with everyday situations. Don't forget to check us out on ineverworry.com. Get your app, Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. I Never Worry, spelled all one word. We are out there. It's your I Never Worry podcast. And once again, we hope that you check back for our next episode. It's right around the corner. Enjoy the rest of your morning, day, afternoon, or night, whatever it is. Just please make sure you come back and join us right here on your I Never Worry podcast.